If reports are right, Ruben Amorim's next midfield signing could be a 24-year-old ball-winning midfielder from the bottom of the Premier League. Wolves' Joao Gomes, Brazil international Flamengo Academy product, one of the most aggressive ball winners in the Premier League, is suddenly in Manchester United's shortlist to sign a new midfielder and possibly replace Casemiro or even Ugarte. But does he really move the needle, or he's just one of those overhyped Twitter compilation players that Man United is going after? Or is he going to be absolutely effective for Man United? Let's break down his journey, his numbers at Wolves, and also if he can fit in the 3-4-2-1 system under Ruben Amorim. And is this the data-driven approach that Christopher Vivell and his team is taking at Man United? Is this going to be a smart signing or just vibes? Joao Gomes was born in Rio in 2001, and then he joined Flamengo's academy in 2009, spending over a decade coming through one of the most talented academies in Brazil. At Flamengo, he was named Pitbull, and for a reason: pure aggression, relentless pressing, always snapping into duels. Multiple tactical profile analysts in Brazil have actually assessed him and mentioned that he's an elite ball winner and an aggressive modern midfielder with fantastic ball recovery and pressing intensity. I'll show you the numbers as well. From the academy, he broke into Flamengo's first team, played over 80 games, and won a lot of trophies as well. Brazilian League champion, Copa de Brazil, and most importantly, Copa Libertadores as well. And of course, he was part of the team of the year in 2022 as well. But in January, Wolves stepped in and paid 18 to 19 million euros for getting Joao Gomes to the Premier League. And what a fantastic deal. I'll show you the numbers why he was so important for Wolves. And he was bought for a reason, because they wanted a successor for Ruben Neves as well. Since then, he has played 103 games for Wolves with 7 goals and 4 assists in all competitions. He scored that famous brace away at Spurs that actually made him a cult hero. Last season, he was named the Wolves Supporters Player of the Year. And then he actually signed a 5-year contract till 2030. A clear sign on why Wolves saw him as a very, very important asset. But things have changed this season. This season, he has played every game for Wolves, 11 games in the Premier League already. Wolves are languishing in the bottom of the table, but his performances have been very, very good. Now let's look at the numbers. What kind of midfielder Joao Gomes is? Is he Premier League proven? We're going to see right now. Let's start with the defensive side because that's his calling card. In the 23-24 season, Joao Gomes made 128 tackles in the Premier League, the second highest in the league, and only behind Joao Palhinha. But last season, things even get better. He made close to 116 tackles as well, which takes him to the third position in the Premier League, just behind Idrissa Gueye and Daniel Munoz. That is very impressive stat. Premier League proven, right? More stats to follow. He was also the main midfielder for Wolves last season, not only showing his defensive game, but also his passing game as well. 881 passes last season in the opposition half. That is very, very impressive to progress the ball forward. Another amazing stat. He made 200 ball recoveries last season, which puts him fourth alongside Elliot Anderson Bruno and Moises Caicedo as well. Again, among the elite midfielders in the Premier League. But I can promise you, no one ever knew about this. This season is already showing amazing signs as well. 27 tackles, 11 interceptions, 50 recoveries already in 11 games, and a 62.5% aerial duel success rate. That is fantastic for Man United on how they play as well. Already 95th percentile for possession won, 75th percentile for winning the duels, 60th percentile for progressive carries. I know Wolves have been struggling, it can get better. 70th percentile for forward pass completed as well. So if you boil it down, he's one of the most effective ball winners and ball recovery players in the Premier League, and also one of the most improved progressive passers in the Premier League. These are not stats for one season. This boils down to 2 or 3 good seasons at Wolves. On the ball, he's also very decent. 5 progressive passes per 90, 1.8 progressive carries per 90 as well. Around at least one successful take-ons per 90. He sits around the upper mid in terms of the midfielders in the Premier League, but that's fine. His defensive numbers actually make it up for it. He's not a Rodri that calmly dictates tempo. He's more of a ball progressor. He doesn't wait to pass the ball ahead. He likes to step up, punch passes into the front line. Once he wins the ball, drives the ball and the team up the pitch. In the final third, he hasn't had much goals, 7 goals and 4 assists, but whenever he has got the chance in the box, he has delivered. But these numbers are low because Wolves have been always in the relegation fight. I mean, even a Casemiro didn't have crazy goal-scoring numbers, but when he came to Man United, he has already scored 32 goals and assists for Man United. Things could change if he comes here. We need to set the expectations right that he's not a De Bruyne creator. He's a ball winner and an aggressive midfielder. And we need that in the pivot. Athletic players, good runners, and elite ball winners. 2 key questions that Man United fans actually ask for any player. Does he get injured often? Does he lack discipline? Let's get into it. Major injury databases and news reports say that obviously he hasn't had any major injuries. You can see in the number of appearances he's made for Wolves. I mean, hardly missed a game. Maybe a knock here and there, or maybe due to suspension. Now, in the suspensions, this is going to get interesting now. He actually got 11 yellow cards last season, just one behind the leader, Sasha Lukic. But that's bound to happen because he's a very aggressive ball winner. It's going to happen. We need to expect a lot of suspensions and possibly a lot of fouls in the Premier League as well. And I'll give you another stat. He comes third in most fouls committed last season in the Premier League, 70. And who's on the top? Antoine Semenyo. But that's a trade-off you're going to get with a robust and a ball-winning midfielder. He needs better structure around him to actually have these numbers a bit lower. Even for Wolves, he was one of the most important players in the midfield alongside Andre. They both complemented so well. Both Andre and Joao Gomes actually were the best ball-winning midfielders in the Premier League last season. They used to tackle hard and actually win 3 to 4 times possession per 90 minutes. And that is very, very impressive. So you can see he can actually perform in a partnership. And in this pivot, we need a player that can actually break up the position and actually progress the ball forward as well. And Casemiro is doing it, and you will see that Casemiro lacks the legs as we see the season progress through. I know 11 games has been fantastic, but you can see there are clear gaps in the midfield. Even Ugarte is not performing in the same way. I think Ruben Amorim looks at him as an Ugarte replacement more than a Casemiro one. And I'll tell you why. We were expecting Ugarte to do the same job, but he hasn't been that impressive for Man United this season. And even the last season. Last season, his performances were very up and down. He used to win the ball a lot, but it used to be erratic. There is no clear structure in how Ugarte plays. But with Joao Gomes actually played in the exact same formation that Man United is currently playing. 3-4-2-1. His link up with Matheus Cunha was also impressive. Both these players understand this formation pretty well. But Ugarte's inconsistent performances, even Kobe Manu's inconsistencies have actually raised a major issue. Is our midfield good enough? And Joao Gomes could be an underrated signing that could be one of the pieces of the puzzle for Ruben Amorim. And we have constantly seen when Casemiro is off the pitch, United lose all kind of control. But with Joao Gomes' injury record as well, he's a very, very fit player that can actually run box to box. And he will provide that defensive stability when Casemiro is gone. Now, sometimes in bigger games, Ruben Amorim would actually prefer a ball destroyer, a ball winner against the top midfielders in the Premier League. And this is where Joao Gomes actually could come very, very handy. If you look at his numbers in tackles, interceptions, and progressive passes as well, it's absolutely impressive and elite. I mean, you cannot say that Joao Gomes is not one of the best ones around because the stats tell you that he's there in the top 3 and top 4 almost in every category that a midfielder would wish for. Now, Joao Gomes can actually sometimes sit deeper as well, can actually progress the ball forward as well. And progressing the ball forward is absolutely important to initiate those counterattacks from the right with Mbeumo and Ahmad, and on the left as well, and releasing Dogu and Cunha as well. Looks like a perfect fit for a high-intensity, high-pressing system. Either he could fit alongside Bruno Fernandes, or actually he can fit alongside Casemiro as well, because during the AFCON period, Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Mazraoui, they're all going to be gone. So, it's a great opportunity for Ruben Amorim to play Bruno Fernandes in the pivot while playing Casemiro and Joao Gomes in the pivot as well. Or in some games, you could actually experiment with Joao Gomes and Ugarte in the midfield, or even Manu and Joao Gomes. But what overall he could actually fit in is his abilities to win the ball. And that's impressive. That gives a shield to Ruben Amorim that he can trust even in the latter stages of the game. Most times we lack energy in the dying minutes of the game, and this is Joao Gomes is going to be very, very important. Now let's talk money, because this is where Christopher Vivell's vision for Man United is absolutely coming through. This is the guy who actually helped a lot of teams find the talents like Erling Haaland, Benjamin Šeško, even Dominik Szoboszlai, a fantastic midfielder, by the way. Now, with Elliot Anderson, Wharton all linked to Man United have suddenly found a very, very interesting option. A 44 million midfielder, a decently priced midfielder with some fantastic stats with Premier League proven numbers as well. This is the shift that we are seeing. We're already seeing how Matheus Cunha and Mbeumo have been performing for Man United. They have been proven effective. Now, Man United could snap him right now in January by paying 45 million euros as rumored, but there is an interesting relegation clause tied to Joao Gomes for a 35 million release clause if Wolves get relegated. But will United be patient in this market? Because they definitely do need a midfielder since the start of the season. Under INEOS, Man United have actually moved away from their huge scouting network. Not a very wide scouting network. They've slashed it down. Now it's much more data-driven led recruitment led by Christopher Vivell. Now, another reason why Joao Gomes is in the shortlist is his age bracket as well, 24-year-old midfielder. And you can see Man United is going for this age profile. Not too young, but experienced enough to actually make a difference and step it up a notch. A physical monster whose data screams elite for 35 to 40 million or even 45 million, that would be a bargain deal in my opinion. Already bagging some appearances for Brazil as well, and he has played alongside Casemiro. So to sum it up, a ball winner, an elite ball winner, a good ball progressor, and a very, very underrated option for that amount for Man United for January looks like a perfect deal if Man United actually cannot get Anderson and Wharton. Do you want another video, a detailed one on Anderson and Adam Wharton or even Baliba? Do let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely make something for you guys. Would you take Joao Gomes as a Casemiro replacement or an Ugarte replacement? Most likely, it's going to be an Ugarte replacement because the way Casemiro has been performing this season, Man United would be tempted to give a one-year contract extension, but also can recoup some money by selling Ugarte and using that money to get other midfielders. Will Man United actually sell Manuel Ugarte in the January transfer window? Only time will tell. Now, if we get Joao Gomes, what's the next midfielder do you want at Man United? Will he fit alongside Anderson, Wharton, or Baliba, or an Angelo Stiller as well? Do chime in the comments below. If you like this breakdown, do subscribe to Ash Talks Football and do hit the bell notification as well to not miss any live streams of mine as well. Thank you so much for watching.